When you're doing client work, editing dozens to hundreds of raw photos can take a lot of time. And even if you have a JPEG workflow, you'll still find the need for retouching from time to time. With a tool like Aftershoot, you can streamline your workflow by culling, editing, and even retouching, all assisted by AI. This video is sponsored by Aftershoot, and they asked me to put their new AI retouching tool to the test and share my honest thoughts. So in this video, I'll walk you through their brand new AI retouching features and show you some real-world use cases and even how it integrates with Lightroom. Back when I was shooting weddings full-time, I was actually using Aftershoot to cull my weddings. It was an absolute lifesaver for cutting down thousands of images down into a tighter selection. And since that time, they've actually added editing and even now retouching. And for me, retouching was always that one part of the process that really took me out of that flow state. With Aftershoot's AI retouching, we can smooth skin while keeping everything still natural and natural texture. We can also remove blemishes and acne, and we can even clean up flyaway hairs. One thing that's pretty cool is you can fix glare on glasses and even just remove small objects in the background. And the best part for me is being able to sync all those adjustments across a batch of photos in just a few seconds. There are also 10 built-in presets for specific genres like weddings, headshots, portraits, or even school photos. And you can even prioritize different faces since it recognizes faces within groups, which is going to be pretty cool for family photos or group photos. And if you're a Lightroom user like me, the integration is very seamless. You can organize your photos in Lightroom and then send them into Aftershoot for retouching and then sync them right back. So right now I have a batch of images here that I've already selected to be edited and retouched. So what we're going to do is just select them all, and then we're going to right click, and then it's simple as just going into here and edit in Aftershoot. And then here it's going to ask if I want to edit it with a copy of the Lightroom adjustment. Since these are raw photos, we want to make sure we do that. And then it's going to prepare the files to bring into Aftershoot for retouching. So we'll start here with this image from my 18th birthday that I photographed. We can see that there's a little bit of acne that we probably have to clean up. So we're just going to turn this up right here and try to get rid of that a little bit. So we're going to bring it up to around 60. And we notice that it's starting to fade away a little bit. Bringing it all the way to 100, it kind of fades away. And what's interesting is that usually in some software, when you bring it all the way up to 100, it's like too heavy. In this case, it doesn't actually seem like it's too heavy-handed. Also, do just a little bit of skin smoothing here. Let's just put it to 100 to see how that is. That is a little bit too much, so let's bring it back. And then we're going to bring it to around like 25 here. And we can always do the before and after at the top right here just to see how that's looking. Bring this up to 30. I'm just going to do a little bit of teeth whitening as well. So let's just do that. And we have a little bit of flyaways here, so I want to see how that works in this Aftershoot retouching. So bring it to 100. Alright, so we're going to drop that down here, maybe to like 50 and see how that looks. So that's looking good. And I have a little distractor here so we can go into the patch tool, and we're going to just go in here and we're just going to erase this part right here and remove object. So that's gone. And then we're going to go to this image here. For this particular image, this is a picture of me. I wanted to see how good that the glass glare removal is, because this is something that happens to me quite a bit, is I have some glare in my eyes. So let's just put it to 100. Wow. That is actually really good. So here, let's just drop it down. I'm always a person that doesn't max it all the way, so I want to keep a little bit of naturalness to that. So we're going to go here to 75, and then I'm going to see how this acne removal does. Bring that to like 50, 60, 50, and then do a little bit of skin smoothing. And then some whitening of the teeth. looks pretty good. You can see that my retouching isn't anything too crazy. I'm not trying to make myself look totally different, but I am just trying to refine and fine tune the image just a little bit, just to polish it just enough. And I'm going to see how it does well, since there's some like visible pores here. I wanted to see how that all works. So let's go look at the acne real quick. So we're going to just put this to like 20. And then freckles. Okay, so this does not look natural at all, so we're going to bring that back to around 30. Right here. So this just fades it away a little bit so it's not distracting. And then I'm going to smoothen the face ever so slightly. So going from here to here. We're just trying to get that so we can focus mainly on his eyes. So let's do the eye brighten just a little bit. That's too bright. Awesome. Okay. And here's one that I think needs a little bit of flyaway removal. So let's just look at what hair cleanup does. Let's do that. Let's say I wanted to just sync this over to this one right here. I just sync these two photos and press sync. And then that means that the hair cleanup also impacts this photo too. That would have saved a lot of time if I was doing that in weddings. This group portrait, we can just use this and get the patch tool and just see how that works. I don't know if it's going to be able to do that. Awesome. It actually did that pretty well. So now we're going to bring these back into Lightroom so that we can see some of these edits. Select them all right here and then go back to Lightroom. So it's going to export all the images and sync them back without me having to do anything. Now let's look at some before and afters. So all these before and afters are very subtle, but also effective edits. They're realistic without looking too plasticky and still retaining just the natural texture and the natural identity of the subjects. Honestly, this is something that I wish existed when I was still shooting weddings full time, when I'm doing portrait sessions, because one, it just would save so much time, and two, I'm just not that skilled at retouching. So this would have been able to help me spend more time with my family and less time stuck, behind Photoshop on a computer. If you're someone that's new to Aftershoot or to Aftershoot retouching, you can start with a free 30-day trial with no credit card required, and that includes everything. It includes the culling, the editing, and the new AI retouching. And when you're ready to purchase, I've got a discount code for 15% off down in the description below. Thanks y'all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.